Welcome to the Useful Thoughts video podcast. Today I would like to talk about the unexpected benefits of taking risks. Taking risks can mean many different things. It can be risky to take a loan to buy real estate. It can be risky to decide for certain studies. It can be risky to change the job or to lose the job before you have a new one. It can be risky to light a cigarette at the bus station when you don't know exactly when the bus comes, because you could lose this cigarette. It is also risky to walk in the streets at night alone, and it can be risky to travel to a country you have never been before. There are many different kinds of risks. But no matter what risk it is, you are always stepping outside your comfort zone when you decide to take that risk. And many people don't like to step outside their comfort zone, but by doing so, or actually by doing nothing, they could miss the best experiences in life. This episode is not about the big risks, it's about the little ones. So, what are the little risks that you should take or could take? There are so many micro risks in our life every day. So everyone is afraid of failing, but this fear often prevents us from taking risks that could lead to amazing opportunities. And taking risks is not about jumping recklessly into dangerous situations. It's rather about doing a calculated experience outside your comfort zone. Embracing risks can lead to unexpected rewards, both professionally and in your private life. So, the first thing you need to do to become a little bit more risky is to reframe risk and step beyond your fear. What is a risk? Is something risky just because others see it as risky? I mean, risk is a matter of perspective, isn't it? Remember that guy that jumped from the stratosphere down to Earth, Felix Baumgartner? He took that risk and he set up a world record. He recently died in one of his thousands of routine jumps. So this guy took risks all his life. Every time he jumped down a plane, he would take the risks that the parasail wouldn't open probably, or anything else could happen, and in this case his heart just started beating. But such an extreme example of taking a risk is not necessarily the things that I'm talking about in this episode. By the way, if you like what you hear so far, please give the video a like. You can also subscribe to the channel to see me again. So where was I? So by taking risks, I suggest you can use to take small risks as a path of self-discovery. Because when you step outside your comfort zone, you will also learn about yourself and about others in a way you wouldn't have if you wouldn't have stepped outside your comfort zone. Many risks are not being taken because of what could happen if you fail. So shift your perspective from what if I fail to what if I succeed. So here is an example from my life. I have always been afraid of the ocean, of the sea, also of lakes. I loved swimming pools, although I almost drowned as a little kid. But still I loved swimming pools. But I was afraid of the ocean because I couldn't see what's in there. And there were so many things in the ocean. So a couple of years ago I had a girlfriend who had a scuba diving license. And she was showing me pictures she took at the Great Barrier Reef. And oh my God, the water world is beautiful. And oh my God, the underwater world is beautiful. I was always keen about scuba diving, but I thought, no, that's just not a thing for me because I'm too scared of the ocean. So I would talk to her about this, and somehow she managed to take away my fear because she said, well, it was the same thing with me, but then my girlfriend said, hey, let's make this scuba diving thing, we just do it in lakes, it's totally not dangerous and so on. So, okay, I thought I have a girlfriend who can scuba dive. This is my opportunity to learn scuba diving, which I did. And by taking the risk of becoming a scuba diver, I actually opened up a whole new world for me. So since I got my scuba diving license, pretty much every vacation I made was about scuba diving. I was visiting countries and places I would not have visited when I wouldn't go there to scuba dive. Also, I spent a couple of weeks on liveaboard boats. I would never in my life be on a yacht for a couple of days if I wouldn't be a scuba diver. And being on a yacht is a very nice thing to do, believe me. Some of these yachts are actually just big boats, and being on them is very adventurous. Also, scuba diving is sometimes a little bit about survival, so it's a controlled sport, but it can be dangerous. Nevertheless, I took these risks and I have made the greatest experiences scuba diving. And that's what I mean. I stepped out of my comfort zone and I said yes to something I was afraid of, and oh my God, it worked out very, very well. Of course, there are other kinds of risks where you might fail. But failing is also a very important part of the learning process. So try to learn from both your successes and your failures, and you become better over time. And taking these risks will not be so hard anymore because you just got better in succeeding. Still, before you take a risk, try to weigh the potential downsides against the upsides and choose if the risk is even worth taking. Also think about if the outcome of taking a risk would align to your values and your goals in life. And if not, it will probably not be worth taking it. Also, before you take a risk, consider your resources and your support system to find out if you are actually capable of succeeding. And believe me, once you embrace the unknown, you will grow and live a more fulfilling life. Risks are not about seeking out danger, but rather about embracing the unknown as a potential to grow and to develop. No risk, no fun. And this is sort of true because I don't think that any of the successful people on this planet are successful because they never took any risks, right? So risks are being rewarded if you succeed. And remember, the most fulfilling and most exciting lives are always lived on the edge of uncertainty, where these people push themselves to grow and evolve. And that's it for today. If you like my channel, please subscribe, and here are some other videos that you can watch. And as always, take care.